these like gross ass Redditor monks come in and pick her up and starts taking her away, and like she doesn't do anything. She's just sitting on his shoulders like, help Leon, help, and you just have to like go over there and stab the guy in the neck or shoot him in the leg, like dead leg him so he falls over and he doesn't take Ashley out like on a date or something. So now that I've finished the Resident Evil 4 remake, I can finally give it a fair shakedown on the rules ranking. I haven't played the first Resident Evil, the original one, but they definitely made a lot of improvements from what I could see. It was like dusting off an old game and revamping it and making it a lot more special than the original was. This one was definitely like the cooler older brother, and it just felt like a brand new game, even though it was, you know, the same thing as the original one, but just more revamped. It felt like a new entry in the Resident Evil in the Resident Evil series. One thing I want to talk about is the story. Obviously is pretty much the same as the last one. They didn't do any super ballsy moves to the story from what I could tell. You're still like going through as Leon Kennedy, and Mr. Handsome Man Sexy Leon over here is saving his damsel in distress. Her name is Ashley, so basically you're sent in by the president or whoever to save his daughter, and you just basically have to get her the hell out of this creepy place because there's a bunch of really like predatorial looking townsfolk and monks and really like satanically ritualistic people. I don't know if that's a word, but these people are basically like want her for some reason. Like they want to sacrifice her or something like that, and they inject you with this I call it venom blood. It looked like the venom virus from the Spider-Man universe, but there's definitely a lot of cool aspects to the story. And one thing I will gripe on is that Ashley, and to be fair, Ashley isn't like a super fucking battle ready combat soldier like Leon is. He's been trained to handle this kind of stuff, and Ashley hasn't. She's just some 20-year-old girl, like doesn't know what the hell's going on. She got kidnapped or whatever, but Leon comes in to save her, and she is sometimes just the biggest pain in the ass. I feel bad for people who actually do that for a living, because you try to understand, because like obviously they're not a soldier, but at the same time, like surely they could help a little bit. Like there's instances where these like gross ass Redditor monks come in and pick her up and starts taking her away, and like she doesn't do anything. She's just sitting on his shoulders like, help Leon, help, and you just have to like go over there and stab the guy in the neck or shoot him in the leg, like dead leg him so he falls over and he doesn't take Ashley out like on a date or something. There's moments where Ashley is definitely no help at all, and she's more of a hindrance, but I think that's definitely supposed to be part of the story. You're supposed to kind of be the caretaker, I guess, even though she's like 20 years old. But the game mechanics are definitely a lot better than the first one. In the first one, you had that weird ass mechanic where you would have to like stand and shoot, and you couldn't move as you were shooting, so you have to aim down sights and shoot some gross fucker, and then like go out of your sights so you can run away. So that is definitely a horrible mechanic to have in a game, especially when there's a lot of running, and you can die pretty easily in this game, even on the normal difficulty. So it's definitely a plus to have good game mechanics to where you can walk around while shooting because some areas are just too cramped and you do not have enough resources to get out, and especially with those mechanics, it makes the game so much better than the original one. Another thing I wanted to point out is that obviously, like all the other Resident Evil games, this one has like a bunch of Batman Riddler puzzles that you have to go through to like progress the story. And I would say that some of these puzzles are pretty fun. I never had a complaint other than like they were too easy at times. Like a lot of the puzzles were pretty simple. I could, you know, get through them in not a lot of time. But then also, like, if you can't figure out a puzzle and you're with Ashley, after like 5 minutes, she'll just tell you what to do, which I didn't really like. I didn't really like that hand holding, but yeah, that's just one small minor gripe that I had about it, and that's probably like the biggest gripe that I had, is like the puzzles weren't overly hard, but if you didn't figure it out within a few minutes, you weren't like a brainiac who could solve a Rubik's Cube in 2 seconds, then Ashley would come out and like if you were with Ashley, or if she was just captured again for the 20th time, then she would say like, oh, you have to shoot this or do this and that, and it would just kind of ruin the puzzle solving aspects. So that part I wasn't too keen on. They also took out some of the bosses, mainly like I forget what it's called. It's like something X or whatever. You're supposed to be like one of the hardest bosses in the Resident Evil franchise, and they took him out of the remake, which I was kind of sad about, because like I said, I never played the first Resident Evil 4, so I never got to fight this guy. But they definitely had some really creative bosses, and there's one where you're running through this facility and you have to freeze this like big walking scorpion dude. Like he just came straight out of Blade Runner or whatever. He like gets frozen, so you can kind of attack him, and I guess he's an optional boss, which I didn't really know about. You can kill him if you want, or just wait it out. So I did get stuck like every now and then. I had to look up a guide on how to finish it. But yeah, other than that, this game is a really fantastic game. I'm probably gonna give it a 95, just because that last 5% was the puzzle aspect, where you would solve a puzzle pretty fast, but if you got stuck just for a few minutes, Ashley would just tell you what the answer is. So I didn't really like that, but everything else, like the updated controls and graphics and the aiming down sights while moving, that's a huge one. But yeah, other than that, I just wanted to review that. It's a pretty good game. I would check it out if you have the chance. And as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to smash like or whatever you want to do. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.